Over 1,000 confirmed dead in just a day, and the toll kept on rising. The powerful 7.7 magnitude earthquake in Myanmar once again served as a stark reminder of how powerful natural disasters can be and the dangers they pose to communities. More so for the Philippines, which sits right at the so-called Pacific Ring of Fire. Every time a massive earthquake happens, talks about the big one surface. But what exactly is the big one? Well, it's based on a study by Filipino and Japanese experts done in 2004.
Ang history kasi ng paggalaw ng West Valley Fault System, yan yung magiging dahilan kung ba't magkakaroon ng big one kung sakali. Every 400 years yan gumagalaw base sa pag-aaral ng science-based agencies, particularly peoples natin. At ang huling paggalaw ng West Valley Fault was in 1658. So if you will move that forward, kailan yung 400th year, papasok yan ng around 2058. Of course, hindi naman yan eksakto. These are estimations. So 400 to 600 years yung paggalaw niyan. Kaya pinag-uusapan niyan.
The West Valley Fault spans 100 kilometers and traverses parts of Metro Manila, Bulacan, Rizal, Laguna, and Cavite. Based on the study's projections, a magnitude 7.2 earthquake could be unleashed by the fault.
Ang maaaring mamatay kaagad. There's no better way of saying it. Maaaring mamatay kaagad. 30 to 52,000 residents. Around 162,000 individuals will be seriously injured. Simultaneous fires, mga sunog mangyayari. Structures might collapse. And based on that study, at least 2,800 structures will be heavily damaged. Around 500,000 houses will collapse. Mabigat ang sinabi.
With a study done 2 decades ago, Philippine authorities now warn that the damage could be higher. The big one is projected to generate an earthquake with an intensity level 8. This means ground shaking, where standing even outdoors will be difficult. It can result in toppled lampposts, towers, and monuments, and can also cause liquefaction and later on, landslides.
The big question is, are we prepared for this? Lagi ako natatanong dyan, and the OCD has been candid about it. The quick answer is, maghahabol tayo.
Ang lagi lang natin nakikita yung pangalawang level, yung tinatawag natin na cover and hold. Yan po ay reaction lamang kapag nagkaroon ng malakas na lindol. At ang unang level na mas mahalaga po ay yung mga engineering solutions. Ibig sabihin, yung ating mga gusali, bahay, yung mga struktura, mga tulay, yan ba ay napakalakas o matatag upang kayanin niya yung malakas na alog na lupa kapag nagkaroon ng malakas na lindol. Doon po tayo dapat mag-abol ng todo-todo.
Structural integrity has been highlighted in the quake that rocked Myanmar and Thailand as buildings shook and collapsed one after the other. The devastation again sparked calls for the Philippine government to enforce stricter building regulations, particularly on steel bars made using induction furnace technology.
Dami 17, bawal sa Japan, bawal sa Taiwan, bawal sa Indonesia, bawal sa Thailand. Compared to Japan and China, or 50, even 100 years behind, no? So, bakit pinagpipilitan natin yung mga discarded equipment and processes to be used in producing products na delikado ang application?
Yung mga kaibigan po namin from Thailand, sa report nila, ito pong yung gumuho na government building, tatlong pong klase, or tatlong magkakaibang manufacturer ng ibang yung nakita nila sa loob. Tatlong brand, baga. Yung dalawang brand, dinesting nila pasado, yung isang brand, bagsak. Yung bumagsak po, gawa po ng IF na planta. So ang ginawa ng Thailand, sinara nila yung planta na yun, dahil nakita nila yung resulta nito, at tinignan nila lahat ng ibang planta na ganoon din po ang proseso. To date, there are another 10 plants using the same process, no? Itong IF process, na sinara na ng Thailand. Ganun po sila kabilis. Taasan natin ang standard natin. Kung kinakailangan mas mataas yung quality ng produkto,
It's called backed by the Civil Defense Office.
Sa pinoproject na maaaring gumawa, karamihan doon yung nasa informal settlers po natin. Kasi sila yung, para nabanggit kanina, parang yung DIY na tinatawag. Structural integrity, yan ang una nating depensa. First line is prevention. No? Kahit napakaganda ng tinuturo po namin, hindi naman po lahat yan, siniseryoso, yung duck cover and hold, o pumunta, tumakbo kayo sa open space, kung yung struktura kung saan kayo nandoon, yung bahay ninyo, yung building ninyo, opisina ninyo, yun naman nag-collapse. Naka-duck cover and hold kayo mamamatay. Di ba? So, ang first line of defense natin, yung struktura. Ibig sabihin, tama yung disenyo, tama yung pagkaka-implement, kaya yung building permit, construction permit, at occupancy permits, dapat walang shortcut, walang kalokohan.
Because no one can predict the exact moment of an earthquake, disaster response experts urge Filipinos to develop a so-called culture of safety.
Duck cover and hold, go bags, communication lines, i-account yung pamilya ninyo, organize ninyo, bago pa lang magkalidol.
But it's not only Metro Manila that should be prepared.
Yung West Valley Fault System is only one of the more than 170 plus fault systems. Hindi ako nananakot ano to science eh. Kaya lang gusto ko talaga maganda tayo eh. Trabaho po namin yan, lahat natin. We have more than 170 plus known fault systems. Meron pang hindi alam. And on top of that, meron pa tayong 6 active trenches. If you will look at the Philippine map, sa kaliwang bahagi po ng bansa, makikita niyo yung guhit doon. That's the Manila Trench sa may West Philippine Sea. It can unleash an 8.3 magnitude earthquake, stronger than what happened in Myanmar. Doon 7.7, ito 8.3, the big one is 7.2. Kaya sana hindi lang kami nagpapanik. Sana tayong lahat na yung pagliligtas sa atin. Hindi po yan trabaho lang ng pamanan. I assure you, even with limited resources po ng bansa, ang bansa, we're doing what we can. Parang importante ito ay pila sa ating mga kababayan na kasama natin sa local government units. Pagtulungan natin kung paano talaga yung first line of defense na pinaniliwanag ko natin lagi ay yun yung struktura kailangan maging matibay. Mas mahalaga po yan kaysa puro sa reaksyon.
Dr. Ted Esguerra, who was part of the Philippine contingent deployed to Myanmar and Turkey in the aftermath of the 7.7 and 7.8 magnitude earthquakes there, shared some lessons the Philippines can learn from the two quakes.
We learn from one encounter when we are so intuitive and scientific in looking at things. Then we can bring home lessons of what we learned so that we can create an anti-fragility culture and resilient culture. We have to triage which hazard is more frequent. For example, when you talk about typhoons and flood, it accounts 86% of all the total hazard.
The Philippine government also continues to urge Filipinos to be proactive and do what they can to mitigate the risks before disaster strikes. Over 1,000 confirmed dead in just a day, and the toll kept on rising. The powerful 7.7 magnitude earthquake in Myanmar once again served as a stark reminder of how powerful natural disasters can be and the dangers they pose to communities. More so for the Philippines, which sits right at the so-called Pacific Ring of Fire. Every time a massive earthquake happens, talks about the